With your latest news, I'm April Cummings. Parliament will be dealing with a number of bills when they meet again on Wednesday. As you heard right here on Radio Cayman, they passed the Citation of Acts of Parliament bill on Monday, which, when assented to by the governor, will rename laws as Acts of Parliament. The 10 other bills were given a first reading on Monday.
First readings: the Legal Services Bill, Private Funding of Legal Services Bill, Registered Land Amendment Bill, Prescription Amendment Bill, Virtual Asset Service Providers Amendment Bill, Companies Amendment Number 3 Bill, Property Miscellaneous Provisions Amendment Bill, Special Economic Zones Amendment Bill, Healthcare Decisions Amendment Bill, Penal Code Number 2 Amendment Bill 2020.
The bill has been really a first time and is set down for the second reading.
Parliament meets again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Be sure to tune into our sister station, 105.3 Breeze FM, to hear the proceedings live. Efforts to raise awareness and train first responders to recognize symptoms of mental illness are paying off. That's the message from Health Minister, the Honorable Dwayne Seymour, as he tables the Mental Health Commission's annual reports for 2017, 2018, and 2019 in Parliament on Monday. Speaking specifically to the 2019 report, Minister Seymour reminded lawmakers that it is a requirement under the mental health law for detention forms to be sent to the Mental Health Commission for storage and filing.
Mr. Speaker, for the year 2019, there were 57 patients admitted for various types and degrees of mental illness, an increase of 2 from 2018. The number of detention forms received was 118, an increase of 5 over the previous year.
Mr. Seymour says the greatest percentage increase in the forms received was the request for an emergency detention order by a constable, up from 4 in 2018 to 12 last year.
This form is completed by members of the RCIP who takes a person into protective custody to the Accident and Emergency Unit, the Cayman Islands Hospital, where they are assessed. If they require hospitalization, an emergency detention order lasting up to 72 hours is issued. With the increased use of requests of an emergency detention order form by a constable, it is fair to say that the RCIPS is becoming more aware of their role under the mental health legislation and by extension in the community.
The health minister says until the long-term residential mental health facility is completed, the unit at the Health Services Authority will have to be used for those with chronic mental illness.
I can only say that based on the utilization of detention forms, this suggests that there is an increased awareness and understanding of the mental health legislation by the general public, families, healthcare practitioners, and those persons who have powers under the law. However, I can't stress enough the importance of the building of the long-term residential mental health facility, where the chronically mentally ill patients are more likely to benefit rather than them having them in a unit at a hospital, which is meant for the acutely ill. During this period, 2019, one request for an appeal was received by the Commission.
The long-term residential mental health facility is expected to be completed by the third quarter of next year. Chief Medical Officer Dr. John Lee reports 272 COVID-19 tests have been carried out since Monday's report. There is one positive, an asymptomatic traveler in isolation. The number of people in isolation right now is at 1,357. The first participants in the Global Citizen Concierge program are already on island and out of quarantine, and there are some 60 applications in the mix.
60 applications is about 114 people with their dependents. We've determined that their average annual income is about $258,000, even though it's ranged from the $100,000 to over $4 million per individual. So we've had a wide range in there, but that is really the median income. The average person that's applying is about 44.86 years old, and so far we have 3 approved applicants and their family on island already, and 22 applications have been approved.
Department of Tourism's Jane Scaletta there. She says the majority of our applications are coming from the U.S., followed by Canada and the U.K. The Global Citizen Concierge program allows successful applicants to live in the Cayman Islands while working remotely. The program was launched in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, which closed the island's borders to tourism, one of the pillars of the local economy. You can find out more about the program at visitCaymanIslands.com. The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service has been given 22 automated external defibrillator battery packs and 20 cardiopulmonary resuscitation kits from the Cayman Heart Fund.
We are exceptionally grateful to the Cayman Heart Fund for their support over the years, from their initial donation of the AEDs to this donation of replacement battery packs and CPR kits. Having these AEDs available and easily accessible means that our officers have one more tool at their disposal in saving lives, and this donation allows us to ensure that they remain ready to be utilized.
RCIPS Deputy Commissioner Kurt Walton tells Radio Cayman between 2012 and 2016, the Heart Fund donated several AEDs to the RCIPS. These are in police stations across all the islands, the detention center, the helicopter, Coast Guard vessels, and some police vehicles. While AEDs don't expire, their battery packs do need replacing every 3 to 4 years. A new deputy chief has been appointed at the Ministry of International Trade, Investment, Aviation, and Maritime Affairs. Radio Cayman's Shanda Gallego has more.
Andrea Famoy is the new Deputy Chief Officer for the Ministry of International Trade, Investment, Aviation and Maritime Affairs, responsible for assisting with the overall management of ministry activities, in addition to developing strategies to boost marketability and efficiency. She will also be tasked with coordinating across the government departments, allied statutory authorities and government companies under the ministry's remit. She took up the role in September 2020 from her previous role as Director of Human Capital Development and the Civil Service College in the portfolio of the Civil Service. She will assist Chief Officer Eric Bush in delivering the newest ministry's strategic goals, including working to enhance the reputation of the Cayman Islands, making it easier to do business with government, and helping to advance the economic and political interests of the government, and to facilitate potential overseas investors doing business in the Cayman Islands economy. Shanda Gallego, Radio Cayman News.
Keep an eye out for a special holiday collectible made to showcase the Cayman Islands. New Coca-Cola cans featuring the Cayman Islands coat of arms.
This has been a long time coming, and we want to thank, before I go any further, the Cayman Islands government. Without them, this would not have happened. Thank you very much. What I have to show you today will put Cayman on the map.
Tortuga Company's Dario Rivers there unveiling the new cans at Christmas at Pedro event on Sunday evening. To help with the big reveal, Deputy Governor the Honorable France Manderson was on hand to show his support.
Oh, I think it's amazing. It's something that we can be so really proud of. Our coat of arms, which is so very special to us. And now the whole world is going to see a bit of what Cayman is all about.
The cans will be sold locally for the upcoming holidays. You have a chance to wave hello at some astronauts this Thursday.
Check out an extremely bright pass at the space station over the Cayman Islands on the evening of the 10th of December. It'll rise in the northwest at 6:40 p.m., travel almost directly overhead, and settle into the southeastern horizon at 6:47.
The Cayman Astronomical Society's Tyan Miller tells Radio Cayman there are currently 2 Dragon spacecraft docked with the ISS and 7 crew on board. That is your latest local news from Radio Cayman's newsroom. I'm April Cummings.